What is going on, guys? Today we are here with the ranking of defenders in FIFA 23. Again, we are nearly there with the full selection. We've done the attackers 2 days ago, midfielders was yesterday, defenders today, and goalkeepers tomorrow. And then we'll go into basically putting everybody in there. We'll go icons, heroes, specials. We'll start making the list of everybody you want to know. But the gold cards are the important one at this moment in time because not everybody has many coins. So we're going to be looking at all of these gold cards, going through our list and basically putting the elite to the elite and the fodder to the fodder. Kicking off today is, if I can find him, a Spinazzola. So I'm just going to put him there for the second just because he's underneath everything. But Spinazzola's coming in at 82 rated, 91 pace, 78 defending, 69 physical. Solid card indeed. It's coming in at 12,000 coins. Left wing back that can be a left back or left mid. Controlled work. I think he's a nice card, but for me, I think he's got a capability compared to some of these. You look at your Alphonso Davies, you look at your Cancelo. They are next level left backs and obviously right backs when you go into it. But Spinazzola, to start with, is going to be sitting in that B category. And I think before we get into the full workings of everybody, we're going to go into all of our S's first. I kind of do it normally halfway through, but I thought, you know what, we'll get it straight away in because we know a lot of them in this. And I think for me, a lot of defenders are very good this year. So, straight off the bat, Cancelo, always S. Militao, S. I think Alaba will look at, he is more than likely going to be an S, but we'll have a look in a minute. We'll move that up a little bit. Hakimi, got to be S. Theo, S. S. Then we've got Koulibaly and Kimpembe. Cannot wait to get a review on him. We then have Marquinhos again this year. We have, I'll bring them up in a second. We've got you, and you. So we have got a lot of S's this year that look and feel so incredible in the game. It is next level. So we've got a full list here. Oh god, we're going way above everybody. So let's just double check. We've got Cunha, we've got all of these. Frimpong is a brilliant cheap player. To be honest, Koyunde is got to be in there. Really, there's no argument. Same as Furlan. We'll talk about these in a second. That is personally all of the ones I don't want to talk about and kind of really decide. Cancelo, amazing, always will be. Militao is coming in at a hefty price. Again, we will go through them as we go through my list, but all of these players are just incredible. So let's carry on. Next up will be Kimmich, and again, a CDM as an original position, but you can use him as a centre-back. He's got CDM, not centre-back, right-back. I don't know why I've put centre-back. Ignore me, but as a right-back, he's only okay. I think CDM is definitely his position this year. I thought I'd put him in there. He's high rated. He can be changed into the defensive zone. So if you wanted to, maybe you don't necessarily have a right back you wanted, you could put him at right back. But I think that pace is more suited for a CDM role. I feel like you'll get overrun far too easily with any explosive run. Definitely, I would put him in that CDM role. Frimpong. This is a cracking player. We're going to go in A for this one because I feel like he's not necessarily got the abilities for an S, but in terms of what you can get from him for very cheap, he's 94 pace, 72 defending, 70 physical. You can whack an anchor, you can whack a sentinel if you wanted more physical and defending. He is a fantastic cheap player to get. Kimpembe, 48,000 coins, has the lengthy trait as well. You can go and whack a shadow on him, which will give him 88 pace, 90 defending. I think he's an absolute GOAT in this. You've got Furlan Mendy coming in at 108k. Controlled working, I don't know if he can. So if you put an architect on him, you can go ahead and get him lengthy as well if you wanted your left back. I don't know how effective putting a lengthy left back is because really the centre backs are going to be the main ones there because obviously it's going to be strikers versus centre backs. But I suppose at the same time, if you're caught off guard, you could go for a lengthy Mendy and he would work, especially with already having 92 pace. That is going to do its job. Then we look at Varane. Again, a lengthy centre-back, pretty decent to be honest. 67k, I think it's a relatively good price after obviously he's had his price change from 101. Again, you can go and whack a shadow on him, give him that 89 pace, 92 defending. He's personally in my team and he's doing an absolute service for me. Then if we look at another S category, we've got Hakimi. I think you cannot change him to a lengthy, so he's going to have to be a proper chem style with anchor, which give him 96 pace, 81 defending, 83 physical. Again, a solid player coming in at 71,000 coins. Has the links, obviously, for Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. If you wanted to get some links there, you don't necessarily have a Marquinhos or a Donnarumma. He is, again, another cracking player at the top of the level. And that leads us into a very, very, very nice Militao. 135,000 coins. Controlled in terms of his chemistry style. Again, you can whack him at lengthy, which will take away from, obviously, putting his pace. And that's where I think Virgil, Varane will have that slight advantage, especially with everything coming out about having lengthy centre-backs, is that means he cannot get any more pace. Again, he is an 84 rated, so he doesn't have the 3-tier sprint like Virgil has. But again, not many do, to be honest. Cancelo does, Marquinhos does, and I think that is it by the looks of it. I don't think there's any more 88 and above, so there is only so many that will get that lengthy and also 3-tier sprint. Koyende being the one next, 80,000 coins. You can put him lengthy as well. Again, there is going to be ways where you don't want to do it or do. It all depends on how meta you're looking and how much of this system you actually want to bring to the table. 84 rated, 84 pace, coming in at 80,000 coins. Again, a lovely starter if you're looking, and obviously if you do trade, if you get him tradable. Personally, I would sell him. Again, coins are the major thing this year in terms of trying to get. So for me, I am always rocking an untradeable team. Anybody tradable, I'll look for the proper price that you can get him for in terms of the max price of selling, and then just get the profit. Then it leads me to do more SBCs, more upgradable packs, all of that good stuff to build the team with just basically pack pooled players. And I think most people get to that point anyway in the year. Next one is Cuadrado, always there. He can be a right wing back, right mid. He has got 90 pace already, an explosive sprinter in the game. You can put him controlled with an architect, so that isn't going to do anything. In terms of the chemistry style, people are always going to whack that anchor just to get you as much defending and physical as possible. It's not actually telling me. There we go. 82 defending, 77 physical, as well as the 94 pace. Coming in at 18,000 coins. I think it's solid. Again, if you're looking at Spinazzola, you're looking at Cuadrado, maybe you throw a Skriniar in there. You've got a good Serie A base, or you could even go and link him with somebody else. A one-to-watch Di Maria. You go with Vlahovic. There's a lot of good players that you can get in there. For me, I'm going to solidly put him in B at the moment. I haven't really seen an A category yet, but we will get there. Reece James is up next with his 84 right wing back. We'll just put him here a second. Again, another solid player, controlled run speed. You can whack it to lengthy if you want. I think not many people have cottoned onto that. So I think right backs might be safe with just controlled. A lot of people are wanting that shadow, giving him 89 pace, 87 defending. And very much like Trent, he is very much a right wing back more so than a right back. He's great at up and down the pitch. He's got good composure, great balance, which is always good for running and obviously keeping the ball. Crossing wise, we've got 88. Solid again. This would be perfect in the new formation, which I believe is 5. I want to say it's either 5-1-2-2 or 5-2-1-2, where you have basically 5 at the back, you have a DM, 2 CMs, and a striker. Having him going up and down the pitch, and then maybe even a Spinazzola on the other side, it would just be an absolute dream work right there. The only thing is, if you could get Trent or him as a left wing back as well, that would be absolutely beauty. But for me, I'm going to put him in that A category. Alphonso Davies, 62,000 coins. Again, a solid left back. Always coming in very, very clutch. You can not whack him lengthy, which is a bit unfortunate, but 94 pace. Again, a very attacking player. Good crossing. He's great at the overlaps. He will give you good defending stats with, I think it's the anchor you'd go for, or backbone they're saying. Backbone will give you... Is backbone the one that gives you... Yeah, it gives you defending and physicals now. So it gives you 81 defending, 81 physicals. He's already got a lot of pace on him. Good amount of dribbling, great defensive play, and obviously a bit of passing, which you can't argue with. So that is 100% an S tier. And then going to the other side for a Kyle Walker, 135,000 coins. Already lengthy, so you're looking at a chemistry style of an anchor, which would give you 95 pace, 85 defending, and 88 physical. again, a solid card. You're looking in at great pace, great play. Overlapping's going to be a thing as well. Not necessarily much of the crossing, but I think the defensive part with him, as well as his pace, is absolutely nuts. Theo Hernandez next. 89,000 coins. You can put lengthy with the Architect. He's got great pace. He's even got great physicals already. When you whack the Architect on him, he gets 91, which is just next level. Already got decent defensive stats. He's going to be absolutely cracked with any informs. We've got good dribbling on him. Not too bad, but I mean, it's not necessarily of some of the other defenders' kind of level. And he has got great passing, especially that short pass. With the Architect, you get 94 short, which is always good if you are in trouble. And that is why S is his category. Another one that has come up this year, and that's going to be our man Sule, which it's very weird to see him above Hummels. 84 and 85 is the two German centre-backs ratings. Sule this year, looking good. Lengthy on it. 71 pace. You're looking for that shadow, obviously. Takes his pace up to 79. Will give you 92 defending. To be honest with him, I'm going to have to put him in this A category this year. Good rating. Good passing, decent defending, you cannot argue with that. He has got a very low agility balance, but again, with centre-backs, sometimes that doesn't matter heavily. We've seen centre-backs with 40, 50 balance, and they still are absolutely elite. We've got great strength and aggression on him, great sprint speed, which is always going to be good to catch them lengthy strikers or explosive strikers, and then a solid slide and stand and tackle. The newly transferred De Ligt is next, an 85 centre-back this year, and again, another lengthy centre-back coming in at 12,000 coins, so a very cheap centre-back that you can get in this game, and he will offer you some very good options right now. I believe he might be a little bit cheaper going into it, but at the moment he is out of packs for his one to watch, which again is coming in at 130, with a very good chance that he will get a +1 from obviously his club. I can't see Bayern Munich not winning 3 games, and then also the Netherlands in the World Cup. Again, I cannot see them not winning 1 game in the World Cup, so we're already looking potentially at an 87 De Ligt, which would be absolutely fantastic to see. Another very big card going into the game, as well as then having that double upgrade will be classic. But with the gold card, I think if you're not looking for the expensive centre-backs, this could be a perfect option for you right now. Then our man Jordi Alba, the 85 left-back, he is really holding on good and steady. He's had a pretty high-rated card for quite some time now, and he has now just dropped under that walkout side, which is now an 85. An explosive left-back, you cannot go for lengthy, but in terms of what it can kind of give you, you are, again, looking for that shadow, really, I think. It will give you the 80... No, it'll give you 90. No, that's Anchor. It will give you 92 pace. 92 pace, 84 defending. I think people are going between Anchor and Shadow. Shadow would give you the 92 pace. Anchor would give you 88 with the defending and physical upgrade. For me, especially a starter, 11k, he's coming in quite nice, but I think for me, I'm going to have to put him in that B category to start with. Acuna is up next, another 85 coming in. We'll just whack him there for the moment, just before we decide. 5.9k. He's coming in quite nice. Not necessarily got the pace of what everybody else has at this point in a left back. He can be left wing back if you wanted. And normally we find a promo, a shapeshifter of him going into the midfield with obviously his lovely 5-star. This year, not just yet. We've got an 85 of him. For me, he's going to be fodder at the moment, unfortunately. Skriniar is up next. Already lengthy. He's an 86 centre-back. He's coming in at what? 14,000 coins. Again, a cheap beast that you can go for. If you're not looking at this S tier, because we've got 135k, we've got 80k, we've got 60k, 70k, 200k. These centre-backs are expensive and potential of loss. Skriniar, you max could lose maybe 4 or 5k. If you held him for that long, you could lose 4k at a best. If you sell him at a high price, then you're absolutely winning. But for me, De Ligt, Skriniar, 2 massive ones that you could get, both of the meta of lengthy, both can have the shadow on, and both are coming in at about 30k for both of them. For me, that's a cracking little deal. Right, we're on to Alaba. Controlled centre-back, you can whack him lengthy, which I think is what a lot of people will do going forward, just purely for the fact that you can go and whack him there. He is going to keep up with a lot of people. 79 pace on him. It's not the greatest, but I think with that change in running style, at this moment in time, that will do you very, very well. Going forward, it might not, and you might need a higher rated Alaba with, say, 85 pace on the base, and then you could change him to lengthy. And we haven't seen if an inform can change from a controlled to a lengthy. That will be very interesting going forward. I do think, looking at him, he's still S tier. He's coming in at 50,000 coins. He's got great defending on him. With the architect, you do get a big physical bonus to 93 strength. I think personally he's got to be an S tier. Thiago Silva up next. Again, a big player. You got to put your hat off to Thiago Silva. He's such a stunning player through his career. He's had a monster of a career, and honestly, the fact that he's still 86 just shows you how incredible this guy is, even into his late 30s. He's 38 years old, still 86. Absolutely hats off to one of the greatest centre-backs we've seen. Unfortunately, after such high praises, he's going to have to be in the bottom tier. He's got 49 pace. He's got the defending. The physicals are not quite there. He's a controlled player, which you cannot even put lengthy anyway. I think you can kind of get something from his flashback, which is 28 pace increase. That is absolutely stunning, which you'll always go for. And you can change that to lengthy then. So that is a really good change in pace right there. So the flashback would actually be up in the A category. He's coming in at 164, but unfortunately, the gold card is always going to be fodder. Laporte, 86 rated, 13,000 coins. Unfortunately, again, very much like a Thiago Silva, not necessarily going to give you loads. The only good thing you can go with him is you can whack the shadow on him and get him to 68 pace, 93 defending. I was thinking maybe he could sit in that B category, but honestly, I just can't. 14,000 coins for 68 pace, even with the lengthy, I don't think it's going to do enough personally. Maybe with an inform he can kind of get up to the B, but for this card, I personally don't think he's worth it. Now we go into a few of the S categories. We've got Rudiger here, 146,000 coins. Lengthy, you can whack the Anchor Shadow on him. Shadow gives him 90 pace, 93 defending. Again, very, very elite in what he can do. We have Koulibaly at 114,000. Lengthy, obviously, most of the big centre-backs are anyway. Shadow on him, which will give him 90 with 95 defending. Again, you don't need to say much more of that. Then we look at Cancelo. Controlled, 114,000 coins. The big thing this year with Cancelo, left back, left wing back, right back. Beautiful. You need a right back? Sorted. Need a left back? Brilliant. He is a very versatile player. Unfortunately, it would be cool if you could have a preferred foot as a left back, left-footed, and then obviously swap for his right. But again, that's a little bit too much to ask, and it's not necessarily true, really. But he's an 88 rated, controlled on his work. You cannot change him to lengthy, and the chemistry style is going to be that anchor to get him up that little bit more on his defending, physical, and a bit of pace, taking it to 89, 87 defending, and 78 physical. Solid. Robertson is up next with 27,000 coins, controlled sprint speed. We've got 80 pace on him, 82 defending, 76 physical. Not necessarily the greatest there. If we look at Architect, can't do it. If we go with what we say in Shadow, gives you 88 pace, 89 defending. Again, it puts him up quite nicely. It turns him into an 89 rated left back with that Shadow. Again, a solid card up and down the field. Again, 88 crossing, which is always going to be good. I think for me, Robbo is a controversial one, I think, in terms of where I put him, but I am going to put him in that S category just purely on the fact we haven't got a lot of left back and right backs in here in terms of Ferland Mendy, Robertson, Cancelo, who can be both. Alfonso, to be fair, we've got a lot of left backs. Right backs, we've got, say, Cancelo's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got more left backs than right backs, but again, we move. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, this one I've played with quite a while. We managed to get him untradeable for literally like the first day of the game. Honestly, a good card, but not necessarily incredible. I'm going to have to put him in that A category just purely for the fact that I do like his attacking work, but he never gets back for me. And yes, I know that you shouldn't necessarily push him all the way up if you want him as a right back as well. But he just naturally goes forward. He has high work rate going forward, but only medium defensive. And I find that he will work well in a 5 at the back. But even then, I feel like there's better options going forward in terms of the right wing back. We've already seen Walker kind of having that bit more of that pace. We've seen Hakimi with that pace. There is a lot more out there as right backs that personally I'd rather go with. And Trent coming in at 17,000 coins kind of tells me all I need to know. Ruben Diaz at 25,000 coins, the final one before we go on to Virgil and Marquinhos. They're going to be an interesting ones. Ruben, again, 88 rated. I'm just going to put him there for the moment, just to explain myself. 88 rated, level 3 sprint speed. We have got the lengthy already, meaning we can go with the shadow. And even with him only having 70 pace at 95 defending, at this moment in time, that is going to do you wonders. The level 3 sprint speed, unless they have an 88 rated attacker, which I think is Mbappe, Ronaldo, Haaland, Lewandowski, Benzema, and again, you've got to think of them names, who's got the pace, who doesn't. They're not going to be in everybody's team at the moment. We're going to see Werner, we're going to see Jesus, Rashford, we're going to see maybe Vlahovic, Dybala maybe, and probably some that I've missed, but they are not 88 rated, meaning he has a 1-up. Doesn't mean he's the quickest and he's always going to catch them, but the lengthy adds a good meta, the free sprint speed adds a good meta, and naturally he's a great defender, great physical. You pair him with somebody like a Militao, somebody like a Koulibaly, a Varane, he's going to have that cover as well. So for me, S tier is where it's going. And finally, the two that we've got left, an 89,000 coin controlled Marquinhos and a 205,000 coin Van Dijk, who is lengthy. Marquinhos can be changed to lengthy. Again, the pace is not necessarily amazing there, so you might argue if you wanted to have a other lengthy centre-back and Marquinhos with the shadow, which would give you 87 pace, 96 defending, and then Virgil is Virgil. Virgil's absolutely nuts with a shadow, 89 pace, 97 defending, turns him into a 93 overall centre-back. Incredible. And that is the tier list. I think I'll probably go away with this D category. I feel like there's one too many. But the S's in defenders are absolutely cracked this year, and we've not even touched on heroes or icons. So come back for next week. Make sure you hit that subscription button. If you are already here, you might as well. Or if you haven't seen any other of the ranked tier lists, go check out the midfielders or the attackers right after this one, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Let me know down below if you disagree or agree. Peace.